We are now northbound once more onto one of the main roads out of Junkin, heading up towards Stockholm, and we got one of the big fjords to our left, which is absolutely incredible. Just a ginormous vast opening of water. I must say, very scenic, very scenic. Good morning, folks. So we are just leaving our park up for the night. We stayed at a shower garage. Basically at the side of the road there was an area where you were able to sort of stay 24 hours. It cost about £3.50 to stay here for the night. It is an official kind of park up area, but yeah, I didn't film much here because there isn't really anything to film. It's a petrol station basically. But we're now hitting the road and we are heading further north. Now a few miles north of our park up. The roads are nice and clear, really good condition, no potholes or anything, which is amazing considering the harshness that the weather puts upon them up here. It is a bit overcast and grey. Temperatures dropped down to 10 degrees outside now, so we are starting to see the temperatures drop away. We've got about another 2 hours drive to our park up, where we're stopping just for lunch and might put a bit more fuel in. And then we've got about another 2 hours after that, maybe 3 hours, on up to the evening's park up. That's us now parked up for a spot of lunch. We've just done about 3 hours worth of driving, found a midway sort of service we were able to stop into. There's a Max Hamburgers place here. Apparently it's synonymous with the Swedes for being far better than McDonald's and Burger King, so why not give it a go while we're here. We don't tend to eat fast food that much, but it's local cuisine, I guess. Let's try it out. We're gonna have a bit of a stretch to the legs and that, and then we'll hit the road again. Well, that's the food now ordered. That was interesting. The machine doesn't have an option for English, which I can't really complain about. We're not exactly in England, are we? We figured it out. Google Translate came in very helpful. Now we've just got to wait for the food to come out to us. Time to see how the food compares. Got a nice smoothie. Let's tuck in. That's the food eaten. It was very nice. The burgers are definitely better than McDonald's and Burger King, whereas they're quite a dry meat. Meat up here doesn't feel that dry. It's more of a moist meat, which sounds really odd, but that's the only way to describe it really. The temperatures up here are starting to drop now. It was about 9 degrees when we got out of the van just a minute ago. I assume here it's going to drop to about 4 later today. We're going to be at least another couple of hours north, so we might end up a few more degrees below that. But that's fine, we're good for that. The van stayed nice and warm yesterday. Outside dropped to like 11 degrees. We were 20 degrees in the van almost, so nice and warm. The van's doing what we need it to do. Let's go and hit the road. Definitely sure one thing, this country is amazing in building bridges. They are incredible, some of these bridges over here. And they say about they can't build bridges in the UK to do things. They want to come and take some lessons from these guys. We managed to find a campsite which we're staying at, but I think the campsite's closed. You can kind of just drive on at the moment. We're waiting to see if someone sort of comes and knocks to say, oh, you've got to pay. We went to the reception, it was closed. No idea, everything seemed to be locked up. There are a few other vans that just seem to have driven on here as well, so that'll do. The water is actually there. You've got some wind turbines in the background. Obviously it's all dark outside at the moment, so not much to see. It's a bit cloudy, so don't think we're going to get to see the northern lights tonight, but we are going to check the Aurora app to see if it says anything about whether it's likely to happen around here tonight. But we're going to tuck into our food. Once we've had this, we'll catch back up with you guys. And there we go, dinner is served. Sweet and sour chicken and rice. Time to tuck in. Good morning, folks. You join us from a rather fresh Sweden. This was last night's park up. Very picturesque. We are heading further north today. Hopefully going to get across the border into Finland today is the plan. We're going to just enjoy this for a moment here. We got here last night, it was dark, but it looked pretty nice then. It looks absolutely gorgeous now. Very pleasant. We will put a what-free word in and the location that we're at so people know where it is on the map. It's quite a way up, but not to the Arctic Circle yet. We've still got a little way to go.
There's dew on the ground because it got quite cold last night. It got down to, we think, about 3 degrees last night. So the dew is starting to form on the ground, which means potentially if it drops much more it might freeze. So we'll see how we get on.
Yeah, it's 5 degrees here now, so that's still pretty fresh, hence the change of the attire. We've now got our down jackets on. Yesterday was the first time we wore our down jackets. We haven't needed until now. The van stayed pretty good. It's 10 degrees above, so it only dropped down to about 15 degrees inside last night. We didn't use any form of heating. We're trying to see how far we can go before we have to start putting the heating on, just to kind of test out how well we insulated the van. 10 degrees difference is pretty good. The teddy bear fleece worked absolutely brilliantly. Toasty warm underneath there. Didn't wake up cold at all. It was just when you sort of reached out from under the covers, which is quite normal in a house, I guess, that, you know, it felt a bit colder. But other than that, yeah, really, really nice. We've made it to Finland. It's a nice crisp 6 degrees. We're just going to get a little bit of food from Lidl and then it's off to tonight's park up. We'll pick this back up there. We're now parked up, it's time to have some food. This came recommended from John and Mandy and it is Piti Panna. I think that's how they pronounce it, I'm not quite sure. But apparently it's really good. John said he really likes these, so we thought we'd give it a go. This one is ham, potato, onions. Yeah. We'll cook it up and see what it comes out like. And there it is on the plate, guys. We've added some beans to it just to give it a bit of filling out, and some tomatoes and some local bread. Good morning, guys. We're in a park up we stopped at last night. Quite a nice place. Van's just warming up. Been on for about 15-20 minutes just to get it up to temperature. Always a good idea, I guess. We have plenty of ice. I've got my hood up because it's a bit fresh this morning. Nice thick layer of ice on there, look at that. It got down to -3 last night. The van was still at about 11-12 degrees inside without the heating, so quite happy with that. Probably going to be tonight, will be the first time we're going to look to use the diesel heater. It's -1 still. It's 8:30 as our time goes, but there's a 2-hour time difference between the UK and here, so it's 10:30. But obviously we're not on Finland time yet. But really nice. The park ups in Scandinavia are very pretty and they're well looked after. Right, let's hit the road. we officially have arrived at Santa.